Today we're gonna learn day one, practicing language learning. And the first, I just want you read. You and me will do the popcorn game. You will read first, and I will read the next part. Okay?
Oh, okay. When I was 21 years old, I could only speak English, which is typical of those of us from English-speaking countries. And I had many reasons why this is gonna be the case for me for the rest of my life. And I was very confident of this because I had no natural talent. I had a very bad memory and I couldn't travel to the country yet. I was too old. I felt too old. And I was sure that I was going to frustrate the native speakers and embarrass myself. And on the top of this, in school, I did really poorly with languages. So I did actually get the opportunity to get into languages. After I graduated from university with a degree in electronic engineering, still unable to speak English, I moved to Spain. And I figured this is it. This is going to solve my problems. Living in the country, no 6 months later of living in Spain, I couldn't speak any Spanish. Now, a sensible person would have given up at this stage and gotten the point. I am not very sensible at all. So I figured if I change
I figure if I change my approach.
I figured if I change my approach and I change my attitude, maybe I can change my language skills. And what happened is to inspire me to get into language learning was I met a polyglot. A polyglot is someone who can speak many languages. And the first time you meet someone like that, you can help but feel really impressed. Like, for instance, there's Richard from the UK, and there's one video online where he speaks 16 languages.
Okay, stop here. Now, okay, before we go to the next part, you and me discuss a little bit about this video. Okay, let me see. Okay, now, who is the speaker in this video? Who is the speaker in this video?
Who is speaker in this video?
You know, okay, consider the title. What is the title? Who is the speaker in this video? I don't know. You don't know. This is the speaker. Who is the speaker in this video? Okay, now Benny Valley. Okay, now how many languages does he can speak?
He could only speak English.
Okay.
One language.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Does he think he has a good memory or bad memory?
He thought that he had the bad memory.
Okay. So okay, do you think if you want to learn a new language, you need to have a good memory?
I don't think so. If I learn a new language.
Okay, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay, we don't need to.
We need a repetition.
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 Repetition. Repetition.
Repetition. repetition.
Oh, yes. In your opinion, to remember a new words, to new English words, how many repetition do we need to remember one new words?
How many repetitions? It depends. For me, some English words I can remember that word right away if it easy or if it relate with something like photos, action or pictures.
I just want to
Let's
ask
say
you, how many repetition do we need to have? Uh,
3 or 4.
okay, three or four. Okay, three or four. 3 or 4 times, do you think is enough for you to remember a new words?
Not really 3 or 4, but some word is harder. I need more than that.
Okay, I think we need to have at least 10 times to 20 times to remember a new words. And we need to create a lot of connection with your brain. Some images, some sound about the new words. And that's an easy way to help you remember a new words. For example, when you want to learn new words, the first thing we need to listen the sound of the words and see the image or the picture about the words. And the third thing you can do is that you do the action about the words. If it's possible, I think that's a good way to help you improve and remember the new words easily. Do
That's a
you
good
understand me?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay. I see. Now, do you think? Okay, for you, do you think you have a good memory or bad memory?
I have a bad memory.
I don't think so because you can
Why?
learn. Uh,
I always forgetting things. Like when I go to school, I often forget my bag, or sometimes I forgot that today I was go to school by bicycle, and then after I finish class I walk to my home. Yeah.
okay. Is some bad situation in some other case? It's not very often. I think yes, you can learn two. You can speak 2 or 3 languages: uh, Chinese, Vietnamese, English, and I
Yeah.
think we have a good memory. To speak 3 languages is not to it's not easy. I think we have to learn a lot of things if you have to speak 3 languages, and I think you have a good memory.
For me, about Chinese learning, I think it's not about my memory, because some Chinese word it sounds like Vietnamese, and sometimes my teacher say something related with Chinese. I can know that the meanings of that word without seeing a dictionary. It's
Mm,
easy.
mm.
But in Chinese, I think the hardest is writing.
The typing.
Yes.
Okay, I see. Everybody said that uh, the words, the typing
The words in
Chinese is
Chinese
really
words
really complicated. Okay,
and
now what about what do you want to say?
Vietnamese. I think Vietnamese started from Chinese in the past.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Mm, easy to write some words, sentence in Vietnamese and English, but it's not easy when you want
English
to
is
write
not
a
easy.
Chinese sentence statement. Okay, and according to the speaker in this video, do we need to have any talent if we want to speak a new language?
I mean, we don't need any talent
We don't need
because
any talent.
learning new language is to learn from other people. Don't
Mm.
it, it doesn't need the creation. It don't need the clever like when we learned. It's not logical.
Oh, longer?
No logic.
No logic. Okay, I'm
Yes, it's
asking you,
not
do we
logic
need to
like
have any?
math, or it's not logic like chemistry.
Okay, and I'm asking you, do we need to have any talent if we want
We
to
don't
speak?
need we don't need any talent.
We don't need any talent. Uh-huh. Okay, I see. We don't need any talent. Okay, because when we was born, we have a nature talent that we can speak the mother language like Vietnamese, English, or Chinese. Okay,
Mm.
and I think it's a natural talent. We don't need to have because we already have. Okay, okay, now let's come back to the story of Benny
Oh,
Valley, the speaker in this video. Uh,
right.
where did he go? Where did he go in the past?
Where did he go? It's past.
Yeah,
Where did
where
he
did he
go? It's
go?
past. He went to Spain.
Spain. And what's happened to him in the beginning?
He told that living in country can slow his problems, but and 6 months later he couldn't speak any Spanish.
Oh, and and what did he do to solve this problem?
Social problem.
What did he do to solve this problem?
And then to solve his problems, he made a polyglot.
Mm,
Made a polyglot.
polyglot, what does this mean?
A polyglot is someone who can speak many languages.
Okay, mm, and what did he learn from him?
Did he learn from him? I don't know. What did he learn from him?
Okay, now
He feel
let
impressed. Yeah.
okay now let me you and me move to the next verse.
Mm.
Okay. Mm, okay. I'm sorry. Have you ever met a polyglot? Have you ever met a polyglot?
Polyglot. Yes. I ah. I met some people. They are like polyglot
Mm-hmm.
in my language center. I have a plan. I have a friend. She is Vietnamese, but she can speak Chinese, English, Thailandese, or Thai,
Thai,
Thai, and Guangdong language in China.
Okay.
A language in China. And a woman, she can speak 12 languages.
Okay.
I don't remember. Yeah.
And do you like to be like them? Speak many languages?
Of course.
Of course.
I want to be like them because in my language teacher, there are a lot of people. They come from different countries, so they speak different languages. I want to speak many languages like them. I want to communicate with them by their languages, by their language.
Okay, I see. And I'm very impressed to see a polyglot, the people who can speak many languages, and it will inspire me a lot, encourage me to learn a new language, to communicate with the people around the world. Okay, now so let's move on to the next part. Okay, in the next part I will read. Okay, let me just show you a little clip here. You can see him, French, Estonian, Czech, and Catalan, which is pretty impressive. We also have a Luca from Italy. Here you can hear him speak in German and Portuguese. And we also have Susanna, who goes through here, Italian, Russian, and I'm very impressed video I saw once of this 16 years old from American core team go through 20 languages in one video. And in this part, here you can see him go through Wallon, Yiddish, Hebrew, Arabic, Turkish, Swahili, and Hindi. So wow, we met someone like this and I was so impressed. Okay, now keep moving. I just want you read the next part.
I thought to myself, I want to be like that. But the reason I wanted to be like that is because I wanted people to think I'm smart, to be impressed with me. And I made this polyglot at the start of my time in Spain, and with this very superficial motivation, just because it would be cool to learn a language. I thought. So what I discovered after those 6 months is one of the biggest problems we have in language learning, but we don't know it, and that's motivation.
Okay. All right. So the next part. Keep moving.
As an expert, a lot of us start with the wrong motivation to learn a language. We are learning the language just to pass an exam, to improve our career prospects, or in my case, for superficial reason to impress people. And what I found is that those polyglots that I was just shown in video, the reason they are learning language is because they are passionate about that language. They are passionate about the literature, the movies, and being able to read in a language, and of course to use it with people. And when I changed that priority of use in the language of people, I was able to learn the languages myself. But there are a lot of things that people feel will not allow them to learn languages. So I want to go through. I think there's 5. I asked a lot of people. There are 5 major reasons they don't never get into language learning. So let me go through some of these here.
Okay, stop here. I just wanna ask you some question about this. Okay, do you think mm, okay, what is the reason why? Why do you want to study English? And do you think the reason, the purpose when we do something is much more important than the way? What is your purpose when you learn English, Chinese? What is your purpose?
So about Chinese, the purpose I want to learn is I love the Chinese characters. It's crazy, but I so curious about that language.
You are so crazy about Chinese?
So curious.
Curious. Oh.
Curious. Curious
Mm,
means I really wanna know.
okay, I see. Curious about the language. And
About the Chinese character, the characters.
I see. And do you passionate on in Chinese?
Really super passionate in Chinese.
Okay.
About English, the first time when I come to Taiwan, I couldn't speak Chinese or even English. As the first time when I started learning Chinese, because can teacher cannot teach the student by Chinese, and they are using English. At that time, I couldn't speak English, and decided to learn English because I want to understand what teachers are teaching about. And then I met more friends. At that time, my Chinese is a level, back level. Level one, yeah. I can speak a little, but my friends can't only speak English. Yeah. I'm a very light talking person.
Okay.
And then I can stand it. I
Okay.
decided to learn some
Talk able person.
basic English. Yes.
Yeah, talk able person.
Talk able person.
Yes. Okay. And all right. So there are a lot of reason. The major reason to get into a language learning. Okay. Now the first thing.
The first thing.
The first thing. Now, I just want you read the first thing.
The first is they even no language gene or talent. No language gene or talent. Well, that doesn't mean. I mean, sometimes it is actually just a self-fulfilling prophecy. In my case, when I had to learn the language growing up, or 6 months or failed learning Spanish, it was just me telling myself I don't have language gene, so there's no point of doing any work in the language because I didn't put the work in. I didn't learn the language. It's just a vicious circle. It's so in the head. There's no language gene. We all have it already. But let's just imagine some people who do better because we see it in school. People advance faster than the rest of the crowd. So let's say there's some inborn trait to give somebody 20% advantage over the rest of the people. good for them, but that doesn't mean you can't. It just means that you have to work 20% harder. And I ever thought that, at least in my case, when I work harder, I can catch up with the naturally talented and even overtake them. So not having talent is not a good excuse.
Okay, now, do you believe in language genes? Do you believe in language genes or talent?
I believe in
You believe in it?
it a little.
Do you think we need to have a gene or
We need
talent?
to have gene.
Huh?
I'm smart. I'm laughing because you are asking me, do you think we need a language gene?
Do we think we need to have a language gene or talent? Do you believe in it?
I believe in it, but I think we don't need it. We cannot decide have or doesn't have language gene.
Half doesn't have languages. And do you think you have a language gene or talent?
I don't think I have language gene or talent.
Every people have. I think most of people have a language gene or talent. I think so because now when we was born, most of people can speak their mother language at
Yes.
least. And okay, do you think if you want to learn a new language, we need to have a gene or language gene or talent? Of course not.
Of course, no.
Of course not.
Yes. No.
Okay. So, okay, what is your motivation of language learning? Your motivation of language. What is your motivation of your language learning?
I think my motivation of language learning is same as the person in this video is.
You want to be a polyglot?
Yes, I want to be a polyglot.
And, okay.
Now I can speak a little Japanese.
Just kidding. Are you passionate about that language? Passionate about English? Passionate about Chinese?
Not really. I learn English because I want to get more friends.
Okay.
To know about the literature.
Okay, I see. And
about
keep moving.
About Chinese, it's true because I really passionate about Chinese.
Okay, I see. And do you want to learn another language?
Yes, of course. I want to learn French, German, and Spanish.
Okay, that's awesome.
And
you want to be a polyglot. Okay.
Yeah, I applying for the Department for Foreign Language in my school.
Okay, I see. I hope one day you can speak more than 5 languages. Okay. All right. I think it's enough for today. Thank you for your time. Do you have any question for me?
No.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. See you on tomorrow.